Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good evening once again. I want to especially welcome you to our Billionaires Academy online class. Once again, welcome to How to Build Your Brand class. I believe we are going to have a great time again tonight, and I'd like you to get yourself ready, get your notes ready, get your notepad, your pen ready for a wonderful time again tonight. I want you to call somebody, tell somebody, test somebody, invite somebody who should be in this class. Call a loved one, somebody you love dearly, a family member, somebody who you wish well. Let them know that this class again has started tonight. Meanwhile, permit me to share this broadcast with my other social handles, just like we did yesterday, so we can have a wider reach, so more people can get value from this experience. So kindly get patient in the next seconds while I share this broadcast with other social handles. I'll be back shortly. Thank you very much. I'll be back shortly. Kindly be patient. I am with you. I am with you. Kindly be patient. I'll be back shortly. I'll join you shortly. Kindly bear with me. I'm still with you. Kindly bear with me. I'll join you shortly. I'm still with you. Kindly bear with me. I will join you shortly. I am still with you. Kindly bear with me. I will join you shortly. We are together. Just a few seconds more to go. I'm still with you. I'm still with you. Alright, thanks for your patience. I'm still with you. Alright, now, welcome back. Nice to be here once again tonight. Very, very glad to be back here again this evening. Yeah, we're back to our online class, How to Build Your Brand. How to build your brand. Now, before I proceed tonight, I would like to introduce myself to us. This is Samson Samuel. I am Samson Samuel, and as a coach at the Billionaires Academy, I have a passion to help young people explore their financial opportunities through the deployment of their gifts, skills, talents, and passion. More importantly, in such a way that helps them impact on the economy of their nation, and they have financial freedom. Likewise, as an entrepreneur and a promoter, I am a digital advertising and marketing expert that help people promote their brand. I help people promote their brands through the strategic power of influence that reaches the world. And I'm glad to be back here once again. I'm glad also to be reaching you from our studios, 180-degree studios, and I trust we're going to have a great time again tonight. However, before we proceed tonight, from where we took our bearing, from where we took our stop, I would like us to, have a brief review of what we had yesterday. Just a brief review, then we shoot on, from there. For everyone who is live, I'm glad you are live. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, and thank you. I'm super excited for choosing to identify with this class. And I believe that you are going to get value, the value you deserve from this class by the grace of God, even at the end of the day. If you are with me online, I can see a number of you. Please kindly put I am live with you. I am live with you. Please do that very quickly. I am live with you. Can you do that very quickly? Help me put I am live with you. Help me put I am live with you. I am live with you. I'm waiting. I'm live with you. All right? Yeah. Yesterday we said branding is a cardinal framework in the success of any business. Branding is a cardinal framework in the success of any business. When we talk about framework, we are talking about, what the skeletal system seems to, the role it plays in the body of a man. The skeletal system is a framework of the human body. The pillar. A framework is a pillar of a thing. And when you take down the pillar of anything, every other thing crumbles down. When you take the skeleton out of the human body, everything that makes it stand collapses. And that's exactly what happens, actually, even in business and every other aspect of life. Like I said earlier, I said branding is the framework of, that determines the success of every business. Branding is the cardinal framework that determines the success of every business. Once it is taken out of the way, every other thing collapses. As we proceed, you get to understand what I'm talking about. Once branding, which constitutes the framework of every business, is taken out, it means that business collapses, basically. Now, we also said yesterday that branding is a system of marketing. Branding is a system of marketing, and this system is a major asset. Branding is a system of marketing. Now, we said yesterday that a system is anything that has the capacity to operate itself without aid. Anything that has the capacity to operate itself without any form of help is a system. We have the skeletal system, we have the circulatory system, we have the nervous system, we have the digestive system. It has the capacity to operate itself without needing your intervention. You can go sleep and your nervous system is working. You can go and sleep and your digestive system is still working by itself. So a system is anything that has the capacity to run itself. Now we said that branding is a system of marketing. It is a system. That is, branding has the capacity to run marketing on its own. Branding can market. So every attention built into branding is actually an opportunity to build a system of marketing. A system of marketing. And we said yesterday that a system, you said this system of branding is actually an asset in the world of wealth creation. This system of branding is actually an asset in the world of wealth creation. It's very, very important what an asset is. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. For instance, a job isn't an asset. A job isn't an asset. If you're an employee working for somebody, if you're working for a corporation or an organization, a job isn't an asset. The reason a job isn't an asset is because before your salary is paid, taxes and other things will be taken out. And that means it is taking money away from you. And that doesn't make it an asset. An asset is anything that does not put money in your pocket. And that is why one of the major framework as well of business is an asset. You see, the three cardinal factors that determines what a business is that a business must have an asset, a business must have systems, and a business must have structures. A business must have structures. I always say that every working structure is actually a system. In our bodies, we have systems. In our bodies, we have structures. When these structures are working, they become systems. When these structures are working, they become systems. So a system is actually a working structure. What makes a business is not buying and selling. What makes a business is not just an enterprise. A business is any enterprise that has an asset, that has a structure, and that has a system. Now, this will help you define in the first place whether what you have with you, whether what you are running is a business or not. Because there are multitudes of people out there that claim, in quotes, that they are in business, but meanwhile they are not in business. You know why? Because their business does not have an asset. What makes a business that it must have an asset, it must have systems, and it must have structures. You see, what most people have, for instance, like I earlier said, is not an asset. They claim they are running a business. They have an enterprise. They have a small enterprise, they call it a business. Now, it isn't a business because they are buying and selling. As a matter of fact, buying and selling isn't for business people. Business people build assets. You see, there's a difference between an asset and capital gain. An asset is that thing that has the capacity to bring you money now and in the future. An asset is that which has the capacity to store intrinsic value. It doesn't lose its value. Now let me give you a difference between an asset and capital gain. An asset is synonymous to when I get a cow. I buy a cow, for instance, for 100,000, just assuming. I buy a cow for 100,000. And that cow has the capacity to give milk per time. And from that milk, I keep making money year in, year out. I do not lose the cow. The cow is become an asset, generating a means of income for me month in or probably year in, year out. But capital gain is that which I buy the cow. It's a scenario whereby I buy the cow and I sell the cow in order to make more gain. That is capital gain. Robert Kiyosaki said such kind of businesses, such kind of enterprise, capital in which you depend on capital gain as your means of income is for small people, is for people who are still coming up. Rich people build assets. Rich people build assets. You can, however, start off with capital gain and from there build asset, but however, you must focus on building assets. It is asset that makes you rich without working. It is asset that has the capacity to provide for you cash flow. Cash flow is anything that brings you money. It keeps bringing you money again and again without really making any effort. For instance, I shared my business encounter with us online. For those at the Billionaires Academy group, I shared with us sometimes last week about a deal I made. I learned something from my coach, and that really opened me up financially. And you see, that deal is an asset. It's all about a link that was passed to me and taught on how to set up what I needed to set up. And almost on a daily basis, I receive a lot on my phone. Almost on a daily basis. That thing alone is for, and it's going to be for a lifetime. It's an asset to me. So I sit down and all I'm seeing is alert. Just this morning, I saw 2 alerts as a result of that. Yesterday, I saw alerts. 2 days ago, I saw alert. This is cash flow. It's generating money. I'm not doing anything. Sometimes I just wake up in the night to see the alert. How beautiful an asset is. That is the power of an asset. That is how powerful an asset is. So every business is meant to constitute an asset, a structure, and a system. If a business has none of these, then it cannot be considered as a business. I need you to look around you. All the things you have around you, all the businesses around you, even yourself, whatever you seem to be running as a business, the question you need to ask is, do you have an asset? Do you have an asset? The question you need to ask is, do you have a system and do you have a structure? If you have none of these, I'm sorry to say, you do not have a business. You just have a small enterprise. You only just have an enterprise. You just have an enterprise. So it is very, very important that we understand what an asset is. I said this to say that branding is a system of marketing. It is a system. And I said this system is an asset. Once you brand your business, once you brand your product, your service, once you brand yourself, you know what happens? That branding itself becomes an asset. That is, whether you are sleeping, whether you are awake, whether you are eating, whether you are drinking, that asset has the capacity to bring you money again and again, year in, year out. And that is why we must pay attention to building our brands. It is important. We have to pay attention to building our brands. If you are still with me, help me type yes in the comment section. If you are still with me, just kindly type yes in the comment section. Thank you, billionaire. Adukaya Moses Godson, I love you too. I love you too. Thank you. I love you too. I love you too. Billionaire Enoch, I saw you earlier. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. If you are still with me, just type yes in the comments. Yes, Billionaire Ogunshino, Christopher, I can see you. Thanks for joining. Yes. Billionaire Enoch, yes, I can see you. Just type yes in the comment section. So, yes, Billionaire Yabi, Sunday, I can see you. Type yes. Thanks for joining. So branding is actually a system. Billionaire Treasure, Best, my wife, thanks for joining. All right. So a branding is a system, of marketing. Billionaire Chinemerem Faith, thanks for joining. Well appreciated. Thanks for joining. Branding is a system of marketing. Branding is actually a system, and I said every system is an asset. A system is something that can run itself. As long as it can run itself and make something happen, it becomes an asset. So if branding is a system of marketing, we will consider, it would be nice to consider branding as an asset in the world of wealth creation, because it runs as a system. And I also said yesterday that branding is the magnetic force in every business endeavor that attracts customers and clients to you. Of course, you know that there's a difference between customers and clients. A customer is that which buys from you and gets away. However, a client is one who buys from you and stays loyal to you. He comes again and again to buy again and again. That is a client. A customer is one who buys and gets away. And we must master the art of keeping our customers. It is important that we master the art of keeping our customers so they can become clients. And one of the ways we can make this happen is actually mastering the art of branding. Branding is that magnetic force field. You see, a magnet never begs nail to come around it. A magnet never begs metal to come around it. A magnet never begs pin to come around it. It naturally, is surrounded by a force field, created from the magnet or by the magnet that attracts, that pulls to itself any metal or any nail or whatever it is that is around the magnet. And that's exactly how branding is. Branding has the capacity, and when magnet pulls the nail to it, the nail never leaves again. That's exactly a way of describing the power of branding. Branding has the capacity to pull you towards something. It has the capacity to pull you towards a business, towards a product or service, and it has the capacity to keep you there. It will keep you there. And it will keep you in such a way that you remain loyal to that brand. That is how powerful a brand is. It is important that we master the art of branding our product. It is important that we master the art of branding our service or our organization or our businesses. This is very, very vital. Now, we went ahead to say yesterday, branding makes you attract, not beg. Not beg people to buy from you. Branding makes you attract and not beg people to buy from you. You don't have to beg people to buy from you. When you beg people to buy from you, you will appear cheap. And we said yesterday that cheap doesn't sell. Cheap doesn't sell. The reason cheap doesn't sell is because cheap has no value. So it is very, very important that we understand that branding makes you attract. Branding makes you attract customers, not beg customers. Yesterday, we also said we need to commit to personal development. We need to upskill. We need to upgrade our skills. We need to up our skills. We need to up our game in the world of business. Every businessman that is not an effective reader will soon lose his business. Any businessman that is not an effective reader, that is not developing his skills, it will soon fizzle out. We soon lose grounds in the business world. So it is very, very important that we commit to personal development. And like we said yesterday, a lot of people are going to be angry at you because a new you is imagined as a result of personal development. A lot of people are going to think you are just trying to create an impression. A lot of people are going to think that you are just trying to show your talent or just trying to create, whatever it is. Some people are going to be envious. Some people are going to be angry that a new you is imagined. But anyways, don't pay attention to them. Focus on your personal development. And I like you to know that it takes sacrifice to get this done. It's not going to be cheap. Personal development is not cheap. I've spent thousands of naira this year alone on personal development. I've been used to personal development while I was serving several years ago at Yola Adama. I bought books worth over 150,000. I bought books worth over 150,000 in order to get myself developed. That was several years ago. Now, even last year, I bought two books that worth about 16,000 last year. Just two books, aside every other product I bought. I bought two books that were just two books for about, I know some books are more than that. Now, I'm just trying to help you appreciate the fact about the commitment towards personal development. This year alone, I've spent a lot of thousands of naira just to have, to learn. I've been privileged to learn over 50 skills without any form of exaggeration. It will not be a mistake to make such statement. Over 50 skills without any form of exaggeration. So it's very important for us to upskill. Very important for us to upskill. So let us put in what it takes to learn what we need to learn as we journey into a new year. Take advantage of your opportunities. Take advantage of your privileges. And I'm sure we will meet at the top. Now, congratulations once again, because I know this is going to be an experience, I believe, that will make a tremendous impact in your life. Now, to proceed again tonight, I want to still remind us about the fact that there are special gifts for everyone joining in this class. There are special gifts for every one of us, and as you pay attention, I'm going to strike with the gift, and for those who are online, they will have the privilege to have the gifts. So just get set, because you are going to have something special before the end of this 4-day event. All right. Now, yesterday, of course, we started on with what is branding. We began to also look, gradually delve into what branding is. We said branding is the way others perceive you. Branding is the way others perceive you. And we said that your perceived value will determine your real value. Your perceived value will determine your real value. How people perceive you will determine how they will value you. What I'm saying is, if people perceive you as a gold, they'll be willing to give much. If people perceive you as a gold, have you imagined, for most of our public speakers, for a number of our public speakers, some who speak for just 45 minutes and they are paid 5 million, 6 million for just speaking for 45 minutes. You know why people are ready to pay for such an amount of money for somebody who just comes to just speak, just to open his mouth? He doesn't come to really put something in their hands or pockets. You know what? It is because of the perceived value. Perceived value. Perceived value. Perceived value. People pay you their perceived value. They pay you based on how they perceive you. People pay you based on how they perceive you. Now, it's important you pay attention to what I'm saying. People pay you based on how they perceive you. If they perceive you cheap, they are going to pay you cheap. If they perceive you expensive, they are going to pay you expensively. So it's very, very important that you understand that the people's perception of you matters a lot. I hear a lot of people say, I don't care how people feel about me. I only care about how God feels about me. That's good, but it isn't good enough for you, and it isn't good enough for business. How people perceive you matters a lot. How people perceive you matters a lot. Now, some of us, I believe, know me as a pastor. But if I came here just as a pastor, you are more, as a businessman, you are most likely not to listen to me. Because birds of the same feather flock together. I'm talking to you not just as a pastor. I'm talking to you as a businessman. I'm talking to you as a businessman. I'm talking to you as a businessman. If I came with the clout of that of a pastor, you wouldn't need to listen to me, because a pastor pastors have their major contributions in the church. However, if you perceive me as a business person, you will want to listen to me, especially if you're a business person. So it's very, very important that we understand this. It's important that we understand this. So, your perceived value actually will determine your real value. Don't forget that. Your perceived value, how people perceive you. So branding is actually the way people perceive you. So that means as we journey into 2021, in your business, your product, your service, your organization, it's important that you pay more attention on how you build, you must pay attention on building how people perceive us. We must work on people's perception about us. And for us to do that, we need to pay attention deliberately to branding. You see, it has to be deliberate. Branding is a deliberate act. It is not a mistake or what we do by try and error or whatever. It is a deliberate act. And for it to become a deliberate act, you have to understand the art and the science behind it. Because branding is an art, branding is a science. You've got to learn for you to know and understand. You know, when people talk about branding, but they really do not understand what branding is all about. Now, we said also that branding is the process of developing a unique identity which is coherent with your message, with your administration, with your leadership, with your operations, with your system, with your structure, with your template, everything, you know, and which distinguishes you from others in your organization or in your industry or in your niche. So we said branding actually expresses our passion, it expresses our value, our worth, it expresses our purpose, our reason for existence. So it's very, very important we understand what branding is all about. Now, yesterday we also looked at the fact that you see a man, a young man, you know, walking on the street or just moving around, and he sees a very beautiful lady. I said that very beautiful lady is an emphasis. That very beautiful lady does something. It catches the man's attention, and that catches the man's attention and does something. It tries to stay the man's attention. It doesn't just catch the man's attention. It tries to stay his attention on the object of observation. When the man sees a beautiful lady, he looks at her, then he takes his eyes off because he's moving or walking, then he tries to look again. Now that lady has somewhat, that is why you hear such thing as charming lady or charming beauty, charming. That is, it has the capacity to hypnotize. That is what branding can do to a business or your product and service. Branding can hypnotize people to stay put. Branding can hypnotize people to stay their attention on your business, on your product and your service. You know, I have somebody in the business class, you know, who is into a particular business, and by the grace of God, he's made millions from that business. He's made millions from that business. And you know, there was this man he supplies. He usually supplied the man, and somebody else came to the man and wanted to negotiate and start supplying him, you know, this particular product alongside with him. But you know what this man said? This man told him, he said, my supplier is okay for me. And the man eventually had to tell this our student that, look, this person came, and even some other people came. They wanted to be supplying me this product which you do, but I told them no, I'm okay. You know the amazing statement this man made? He said, even if the supply, if you cannot supply me, that was even as at maybe September or August. The man said, even if you cannot finish supplying me this year, even if it means waiting till June next year, I will wait. That is an amazing step. Amazing stipute, amazing, how will I put it? Can I call it charm now? What kind of charm can hold a man to another man saying, you are the only one that will supply me this product? Whether others have the best product, it doesn't matter. But I will stay put because I want only you to supply me this product. Even though I don't have enough, I will wait till next year. That is an amazing statement. That is an amazing statement. Now, it is branding that can make this happen. So a survey was actually carried out, and some young men, you know, were asked, why is it that you look at ladies, beautiful ladies, when you're walking? You know, a number of us must have done this in the past. Of course, you don't have to be religious about it. It's just the reality. Nobody sees a good thing and turns his eyes off it. Of course, we have to be disciplined with our eyes, but we're just trying to state a fact here. When you see a beautiful lady, you just like a beautiful lady. Of course, that doesn't mean we should be flirtatious, we should be adulterous and all that. Of course, when you see a beautiful lady, it catches your attention. It's just the natural reality. It catches your attention. Beauty is powerful, and that's exactly what branding does. Branding makes your business like a beautiful woman. Branding makes your product like a very beautiful woman that men cannot resist. If you are still with me, tell me I cannot resist. Tell me branding makes you irresistible. Can you put it there on the screen in the comment section? Can I have you put it there? Kindly put it there. Branding makes you irresistible. Can you do that very quickly? Branding makes my product irresistible. Branding makes my product irresistible. And I believe after this class, as we put in the required efforts, our products, our services, our individual personality, our businesses will begin to enjoy the power of irresistibility that comes with branding. If you are with me, just put there, branding makes my product irresistible. Now, what do you think, about somebody who does something you do and doesn't even do half what you do, and customers keeps coming, as a matter of fact even steals your customer away? You are wondering how this happened. Is called branding. That is why at every point in time you must up your game. You must up your game. If you want to be effective, you must up your game. This is very, very important. You must up your game. You must be working around the clock so that you preserve and you protect your customers. They become loyal to you. This is amazing. Now, I know some of us wonder. For instance, you wonder, somebody's attending a school and is a student of that school for years. Is married to that school for years. Are you amazed? Some people go to a particular church, they stay there for years. Even if they find themselves elsewhere, they still stay married to that church. The reason is branding. Somebody comes with you, even if he leaves the country, he still wants your product, even outside the country. This is what branding does. So right away, we're going to be looking at the uniqueness of branding. What is the uniqueness of branding? One of the things that branding does is that branding distinguishes you from your competitors. Branding distinguishes you from your competitors. Not how much you know or how much you do. It is not how much you know or how much you do that distinguishes you from your competitors. It is branding that distinguishes you from your competitors. You need to understand this. As we proceed, I believe you get to understand what I'm saying. It is not what you know that distinguishes you from your competitors. It is not what you do that distinguishes you from your competitors. It is branding that distinguishes you from your competitors. And the reason why one will pass you by and patronize someone else that you feel you are better than is because of branding. The moment you brand in the same way where those who are going, where they are going to. Okay, let me put it this way. When you look like where they are going to do business with, they will start paying attention. You will start gaining their attention. That is what we're trying to talk about. They will start gaining attention. This is very, very important. One major thing that helps you stand tall and win your competition in marketing is your visual representation. Our visual representation is very powerful, just like seeing a beautiful thing, or just like seeing a beautiful woman. Just like a beautiful woman catches your attention, just like a beautiful thing catches your attention. Exactly that same way, branding helps you stand tall. It helps you stand tall and win your competition in the marketplace. Branding helps you stand tall. It helps you stand tall and win your competition in the marketplace. So, and what branding is about our visual representation, how you appear to people. If people perceive you as a gold, man, they will be willing to give. If people perceive you as a diamond, they will be willing to give anything. They will be willing to offer just anything. If people perceive you as a precious stone, they will be willing to give to you. But then, if people perceive you as something that is very common, then it will lower down your value. So our visual representation must show that of uniqueness. It must show that which stands us out of the many. Our visual representation must show that of one who is different, that of one who is unique, that of one who is what do we call it now? Who is different amongst a number of common things. Now I always say that the key to value is rarity. The rarer you are, the more valuable you will be. The rarer your products are, the more valuable they will be. If you are selling what everybody is selling, you are most likely not going to gain much value from that product. Okay, you may be selling what everybody is selling, but you may now package what you are selling with a valuable service, which will make it unique. You may be selling what you are selling, but build value into it further that makes it unique and different from what others are doing. If you are not different, you are not needed. Get it? If you are not different, you are not needed. That is not meant to be an insult. If you are not different, you are not needed. If you are not different, you are not needed. Please let this sink into you. If your business is not different, you are not needed. You are not needed. So it's very, very important that we build uniqueness. It's important that we build uniqueness into our visual representation. How you appear matters a lot. How you present what you do, how you present what you have matters a lot. It does matter a lot. It matters a lot. This is very, very important and very, very vital. How you do what you do, your packaging matters a lot. Our visual representation, the visual representation of our profile online, in all the social media platforms, it matters a lot. How does it appear? What does it look like? What does it look like? I am very careful. When I began to understand more about this, I became more careful about what I like on the social media. I became more careful about the comments I make on any one's account or whatever on the social media. I became more careful about what I shared on the social media. I don't just share anything. I don't just like anything. I don't just comment on anything. You won't see just anything on my profile. You won't just see anything on my timeline. Never. I've stopped doing that for a little while. So it's very, very important, because the content, the visual representation of your timeline, of your social media platforms matters a lot. It matters a lot. So, because it's important that you understand that you have to get people's attention first before you sell to them. You have to get people's attention first before you sell to them. You see, you are not going to be able to get people's attention you are not going to be able to get people to buy from you except you get their attention. And that is why just taking your product to just anybody does not mean they will buy from you. You have to first get their attention. You have to first get their attention. You see, have you wondered if you left town for a little while, and when you are coming, the first things that catches your attention, the new structures, the new houses, the newly painted houses, or the houses that had their paints changed. They are the things that usually will catch your attention first. This is very important. Before you get anyone to buy from you, you have to first get their attention. If you lack the capacity of gaining the attention, you will not sell. That means brand sale. When you understand the capacity and the power of branding, you will sell. Surely you will sell. Brand sell. And I talked about branding, how brand sell brand. We'll get there later. Brand sell brand. There is an unusual amplification on business maximization when brand sell brand. There's an unusual visibility that comes from when brand sell brands. This is very, very important. When brand sell brands. And that's the reason we need to pay attention to personal branding. I will come to that very shortly. We need to pay attention to personal branding. When you become a brand that sell you brand your product, your service, your organization, you become a brand that sells brand. You become a brand that sells brand. You can so package your organization in such a way that the organization become a brand that sells another organization as a brand, or sells other organizational products as a brand. When brand sell brand. I'm working on a book that will come out very shortly, of course, outside my earlier announced book, publicized books. You know, my books will be out shortly. Just a little talk on my book, Making Money Daily. You want to learn how to make money daily? I have something that puts money in my hands now on a day, almost on a daily basis. Apart from that, I have some other things I would like to share. Business opportunity is in that book that will help you make money daily. Money daily. It's possible. It's important. Now, for you to make money daily, it means you must sell daily. If you don't sell daily, you can't make money daily. There must be something you are selling daily, and there's a how to go about it. I'll come to that in that book. Of course, get ready. Making Money Daily, you know, it's a powerful book that is going to, you know, revolutionize your life and your business, even your financial life. And, you know, also working on value creation, value perception, and value appreciation. Working on commanding global authority in your field, understanding the power of platforms and top secrets that sell. This is powerful. I believe you like to read these books. Get ready. These books will be out shortly, just for a token of 2,000 naira, about $6. Of course, for the early birds, for those who prepare to have it at the early stage, it will double shortly after launching, and of course will rise higher because it contains very valuable contents I believe you like to read, you like to have in your library. Now let's continue. That's just by the way. So get ready for my books and get ready for when brands sell brands. This is going to come very powerful. Yeah, still on branding. Now a brand can be anything such as a cup, anything that has a representation, anything that has an identity can be a brand. Anything that has an identity can be a brand. Anything that has an identity. A cup has its identity. Of course, cups are for drinking water. Depending on the type of cup, you can have a mug for, you know, taking tea and all that. Please, if you are still with me, help me know that you are still with me by just putting branding in the comment section. Put branding in the comment section. Or better still, put this is value, this is value, this is value. Put it there. Put this is value instead. Put this is value. Put this is value. If you are still with me, put this is value. Let's make it work very quickly. Let's do that very quickly before I continue. I trust we're going to have a great time in this few time we are going to be sharing together. Put this is value. Put this is value. Right? So a brand can be anything. Whatever has its identity is a brand. A business can be a brand. Your geographical location can be a brand. You can brand a geographical location. An individual, who you are, your personality, can be a brand. This is very important. A brand can be anything. A brand can be your product. A brand can be your service. A brand can be your organization. What we are saying is that anything can be branded. Anything that has identity can be branded. Anything that has identity can be branded, right? So, how you brand yourself matters in the business world. How you brand your product, how you brand your service matters a lot in the business world. And now let us get a little bit more realistic. Branding is somebody creatively, intentionally sitting down to choose one particular thing you want to be known for. In the business world, what do you want to be known for? For instance, in the business world, I want to be known as a promoter. That's why you see me very keen about studio. You see me very keen about media, very keen about video content. Very keen about that because I love to promote. I want to promote. I want to help people. I want to promote people. I want to promote their products. I want to promote what they do in such a way that will take their financial status to the next level. Of course, if you did not forget yesterday, you remember we said yesterday the business school expert Basi Ekpo, if you can remember Victor Ekpo Basi, said if you want to make money, study marketing, study promotion, study how to promote products, study how to promote yourself. However, if you want to create wealth, what did he say? He said study yourself. So I don't have time to really build on that, but personally I want to be known as a promoter. I want to promote people's businesses. I want to promote people. I want to push them out. That is my desire. It's something I've been doing for a while, but I want to up my game now. I want to up my game, and I'm doing everything to up my skill to enable me to that. So, don't forget that branding is somebody creatively, intentionally sitting down to choose one thing you want to be known for. Don't forget, branding is how people perceive you. Branding is how people perceive you. What do people know you for? What do people know you for? In the business world, I'm a promoter. I want to be known as a promoter. I want to be seen as a promoter. That necessitated the creation, the establishment of Tentacles Global, advertising and marketing agency. That necessitated the creation of 180 Degree Studios. Is this clear? I do my video content, everything about that. Virtually most of my, video content in the 180 Degree Studios. So all these are connected. I have a passion, I have a desire to see people move from their passions, from their skills, from their talents to their billions. To their billions. If I teach you branding, it is an attempt to help you promote your business. Whatever I teach you in the business school, whatever I teach you in the Billionaires Academy, it is an attempt to help you promote your product. It is an attempt to help you promote you. To help promote you in such a way that will bring you more money. If I teach you just anything, how to sell, how to price your product, it is all about helping you promote your business or promote yourself in such a way that you will sell. And don't forget this, in the business world, you are the product. If you don't sell, your product cannot sell. In the business world, you are the product. Your product, that is, that product or service you offer, is not the product. You are the product. If you don't sell, I'm sorry to say, anything your hands will not sell. If you sell, even if what you have in your hand is waste, in our Nigerian language it's called shit. If what you have is waste, it will sell. If that is what, if you ever sell, if you as a product, you sell, anything in your hand, even shit, we sell in your hands. Akara, we sell in your hands. Ekpo, we sell in your hands. Moi moi, we sell in your hands. Anything you can mention, we sell in your hands. No, it's important you understand this. You are first the product. Never make this mistake. You are first the product. You must master the art of selling yourself. I post contents, I post pictures sometimes. Certain things I do are strategic and they are deliberate. They are strategic and they are deliberate. It's a way of selling myself. I'm trying to get your attention. Because by the time I capture your attention, you see, there's a way that if you keep seeing me, you keep seeing me, you keep seeing me, and I get familiar with you, I'm no longer a stranger. A time will come that, you know, a time will come, even if I sell anything whatsoever, you will buy, even if you don't want to buy, but as you keep seeing me again and again and again and again, I'm creating a presence, I'm creating attention, I'm building attention. A time will come, you have no choice. If peradventure I'm selling anything, you have no choice than to buy. You know why you buy? Because you first bought me. You first must sell before anything in your hands can sell. This is very, very important. If you don't sell, nothing will sell in your hands. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to personal branding. Personal branding. Personal branding. Your business is at the mercy of your personal branding. Your product is at the mercy of your personal branding. Your services or your service is at the mercy of your personal branding. The reason some of us are here is because of me. You are not here because of this lecture. There are people who even will be more willing to give lectures better than I do, but you are not likely to listen to them, no matter what they have to say. But the reason you are listening to me is because somehow some of you who are listening to me already know me. You know me. And you know me for what I do. Hence, you are paying attention to me. If people don't buy you, they can't buy your content. Now imagine, is it possible for you to buy a malt bottle without malt content? I mean maltonic content. Can you buy malt bottle without malt content? You first will buy buying the bottle is automatically buying the content. So whoever buys you buys anything that comes from you. So we must master the art of selling ourselves. So selling itself is an act. Selling by itself is an art. So we have to master the art of selling. So what we are saying is that you must choose one thing that you are able to creatively focus on, from whence other things take their branch from. That is, if people know me as a promoter, I can branch off into different areas. First of all, I must possess a presence, an identity that people should know me for. Then from there, I can branch off to other things. That is, people must know you for one thing. Then from there, you can start branching off to other things emanating, stemming from that identity that you already are. This is very, very important. People must know you for one thing. So branding is about creating intentionally, an identity you have to be known for. You want to be known for. So when you do that, it has to be something you are known for, and from that, other aspect can stem. All right, if you are still with me, let me know that you are still with me by just putting a comment in the comment section. Help me know that you are still with me by putting a comment in the comment section. Please help me put creativity in the comment section. Help me put creativity. If you are with me, let me know that you are with me. Let me see you. I'm waiting for you. Type in creativity. Type in creativity in the comment section. Type in creativity in the comment section. I'm waiting. I want to see creativity. I'm waiting. Can we do that very quickly? Creativity. Let's do that very quickly. Can we type creativity in the comment section? I'm still waiting. All right. While that is on, I know it takes you some time to hear me, and it takes me some time to receive feedback because of the 30 seconds gap between us. So meanwhile, As it comes on, I will let us know. All right. When you have a brand, let's look at when you have a brand. What happens when you have a brand? What is the uniqueness of a brand? What happens when you have a brand? When you have a brand, you generate more values and sales. When you have a brand, you will generate more values, more worth and sales. When you have a brand, you generate more values and sales. When you have a brand, you will generate more values and sales. That is, you sell higher. Branding makes you charge premium prices, makes you charge high prices as a result of your uniqueness. Branding makes you unique, makes you scarce in the marketplace. And whatever is scarce is more valuable. Rarity is the mother of value. So value makes you scarce. It makes you scarcer. If there's anything like that, any word like that, value makes you scarcer in the business world, in the marketplace. So when you have a brand, you will generate more values and you will generate more sales. That is, you sell higher. You sell higher. You will charge premium prices when you have a brand. I showed us 2 cups for those in the Billionaires Academy group online. I showed us, I posted a picture representing 2 cups. One was empty without emblem, the other had an emblem. The one that didn't have an emblem sold for about $1.25. The other one that had an emblem of Starbucks sold for $5.25. The difference is wide. You know why? There's an emblem. Because people pay more attention to that has an emblem, that has a name. More people are on it. And because there is a higher demand, there is a higher price. The higher the demand, the higher the price. Of course, you understand that. The higher the demand, the higher the price. So that's it. Branding makes you unique. Branding makes you a top-notch. Branding makes people come around. It makes you highly competitive. And that puts a higher price on your product. So the stronger your brand, the more people want your services. And the more people want your services, the more money you make. As you know, in economics, like I said earlier, the higher the demand, the higher the price. So your content, your product or service will attract clients. Your content, when you have a brand, your content, your products or services will attract clients. When you have a brand, the problem you solve is clear. When you have a brand, you will have a defined identity and a message. When you have a brand, you'll be noticed above your competition. When you have a brand, you'll be noticed above your competition. When you have a brand, you'll be noticed above your competition. When you have a brand, you'll be noticed above your competition. Now, when you have a brand, the intangible value of that brand is often much greater than the corporation's tangible assets. Please understand this. You remember I said that branding is a system of marketing, and a system is an asset in the world of wealth. A system is an asset in the world of wealth. And I also just stated now that the intangible value that a brand offers is much greater than the corporation, an organization, or a business, because of what use is the tangible asset if it is not well perceived or rightly perceived. What this statement is simply just telling us the same thing I've been saying. We need to pay attention to how we build our brands. We need to pay attention to how we build our brands. So you communicate the intrinsic quality. When you build your brand, you communicate the intrinsic quality of the product or service and reassure customers that they have made the right choice. That is, you hear such thing as you are making a promise when you brand. That is, when you brand, that is, there's an expectation you can deliver. When you brand your product in a particular way, that means there's an expectation. You see people brand just metal with gold. Then they use it for chain. You know, and people who want gold product go for such materials, only to discover after months or years that it was just a fake product. You understand? That's the power of branding. Imagine branding your product with gold. Gold speaks of something very valuable and money. So branding is very, very important. So when you have a brand, brands communicate intrinsic value. Brands, brands reassure customers that they have made the right choice. And I like you to know, according to Brand Atlas tonight, that brands have become a global economy of success in business. Brands have become a global economy of success in business. According to Brand Atlas, that's his name, a white man, brands have become the global currency of success. The global currency of success. Brand is a global currency. That means how you brand determines how much money you will attract globally. You see, you can brand yourself globally. You can brand yourself as a local champion, and you can brand yourself as an international figure. This all speaks of branding. There's a way one will see you in any part of the world, and you will be relevant. And there's a way you are going to package yourself, and you're only going to be locally relevant. So it is very, very important. And I like you to know that businesses are now only as strong as their brands. Businesses are only as strong as their brands. Now, this is the key we need to pay attention to. We need to pay attention to this key. This is key. When it comes to building a strong brand, perception is everything. Do you want to build a brand? Now you say, I want to build a brand. I want to build a brand. Perception is everything. Perception is everything, especially when you are trying to stand out in a competitive niche. Perception, how you are perceived. If people perceive you as an expert, it's going to affect how they relate with you. If people perceive you as the best, if customers in their mind perceive you as the best or as having the best product, of course, it's going to affect your business positively. If customers perceive you as having a fake product, even if you have original products, it's going to affect you negatively. So how we are perceived, perception is key. Perception is everything. Perception is key. When it comes to branding, perception is key. How people see you, this we need to pay attention. That's why how you dress matters a lot. How you dress matters a lot. It says dress the way you want to be addressed. That's a common statement that looks like what branding represents. Dress the way you want to be addressed. Look the way you want to be addressed. Look the way you want to be perceived. Perception is key when it comes to branding. So when you now say, I want to develop my brand, one of the things you need to sit down and start working on and start doing is to start working on how do I want people to see me, and how do I present myself in a manner that they see me. How do I present myself to look like the way I want them to see me? This is very, very important. Perception is key. It makes the difference between the success and failure in business. So I want us to have an action point tonight. What should be our action point? One of our action points tonight: expose yourself to branded personalities. This is what we need to take as our action, one of our action points tonight. Expose yourself to branded personalities. Expose yourself to branded organizations. Expose yourself to branded personalities. Expose yourself to branded organizations. It will multiply the effect of your visibility. Expose yourself to branded organization, branded personality. Expose yourself to courses that will improve your mind. Expose yourself to materials that will expose you. that will upgrade your brand. This is very, very important. Now, as I gradually round up tonight, let us look at the kinds of branding. I still have quite a number of things to share with us, but I'm going to shut down. I've been speaking for about an hour now, so I'm going to shut down and continue tomorrow. What are the kinds of brand or branding? Let us look at the kinds of branding. Number one, we have personal branding. Personal branding. Personal branding is the most important kind of branding. And I'm going to tell us why very shortly. Okay? Probably tomorrow for time. Personal branding is the most important kind of branding. We have corporate branding, branding a corporation. We have service branding, that is, you can package your service. Package your service. You can be a lesson teacher, a tutor, what do you call it? You create tutors for students or pupils. You can so brand that service in such a way that will bring you money. And I have a way to go about it. In case you like to have that, just let me know. I'll put it through. There's corporate branding, there's service branding, there's geographical branding. There's a way you can brand a location. You can brand your geography. You can brand an area. Lekki is branded. Victoria Island in Lagos is branded. Abuja is branded. Abuja is not a mistake. It is branded. Some unique places are branded. US is branded. Unique places in US are branded. They are branded. So places can be branded. Why is Nigeria different from US? Why is US different from Nigeria? Because US is branded. Nigeria is not branded. When you get to Nigeria, you know you have come to a locality. You know you have come to a locality. You are in a local environment. Of course, not every part of Nigeria. But you know, America is strategic at branding their locality. That's what I'm trying to say. So, you know, there's geographical branding, there's business branding. Business branding. Business is not same as branding. A business can be a brand if it is branded, but a business itself is not a brand. There's upgraded branding. Upgraded branding. So I'll be looking into this in the following we still have 2 days more, tomorrow and Sunday. On this note, I believe I must have added 1 or 2 things as value to you, and I really want to appreciate you for staying on and hanging on till now. I really appreciate it. This means a whole lot to me. I do not take it for granted. I appreciate your contributions, your commitment. Thanks for staying on and hanging on till now. Until I come your way tomorrow evening again for same time, 5 p.m. Please do note and know that certain skills, you know, may not put food on your table, but they will make you very valuable in the marketplace. And always remember that it is impact plus influence that makes affluence. You see, no matter what you sell, if you don't have influence, you are going nowhere. Your business has no future. The future of your business, your future in the realms of wealth, has to do with numbers. Business is about the game of numbers. I tell you, it's about the game of numbers. So till I come your way next time, let's put that in mind. Thank you for staying on. Thank you for hanging on. God bless you.